This Hong Kong boat party may have looked fun, and it was, but people did leave injured. In this video, you're gonna learn of one of the ways to end up on a boat in Sai Kung, this part of Hong Kong, how my experience went going wakeboarding for the first time, and my tips for beginners. This was one of our views from campus. I was an exchange student for 1 semester at the Chinese University of Hong Kong, CUHK.
In the Sai Kung area, before there was a sea, like here, like right down your feet, it's a sea before. And now the sea is back over there. All of people living here, they are fishermen. Before they leave to the fishing, they go to this temple to get a blessing from the sea god. Just like what we are going to do, going to the sea, we're coming to this temple to get a blessing.
Oh my gosh, this is my friend Angel. I mentioned her in my last video on my travel plans during a pandemic. This is my second time in Sai Kung. Hey! Hey, it's Donald! Chris just learned about the top of the boat. He was so disappointed by looking at the inside. Oh, there's like the actual deck. Me and Sharon are at the snack table the whole time. Wait.
Where's mine?
Did they all make it out okay? Yeah, they were okay, but you still have to be careful. I don't advise most of the behavior you'll see. Be smart, check for rocks and animals before you jump into any body of water. Here are some swimsuit hacks if you didn't bring a swimsuit. What are you wearing?
Just wear a bralette.
Wear a bralette.
Yeah.
Or wear your tank top.
Don't be dumb. Don't wear an actual bra.
Sports bra is better, that's what Becky's doing.
I'll count it down.
If you saw my Philippines canyoneering video, I'll link it down below, then you might have thought that I'd be down to jump with them.
We're ready.
No, we don't want to hit them.
Oh, okay, true.
Jump on them.
But before this, the only other time I did some serious cliff jumping was in Santorini, and I didn't know how to swim. Thankfully, I met some Australians that became really good friends with me, and they watched me while I was jumping, and later I got to reunite with them in their home country. So if you want to see me in Australia, make sure you subscribe.
Yeah.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Smile.
So here I wasn't that confident in my swimming skills. Or am I just making excuses? But for real, they were jumping really far from where you could stop swimming, and I don't know how far I can actually swim. Sophia! Our girl!
She's just chilling.
She's in the blue water. We're up here.
2, 1.
Wow!
That was pretty good.
Don't submit to peer pressure, especially in situations like this. Only do things that you're confident you can do, or then it could be really dangerous. And yeah, he might be okay, but that probably hurt. Like this video if you agree. I replayed that laugh so many times to see if it was me, but I think it was me and Sharon's laugh echoing each other. It was strange. First reactions. The water was salty, but we did it. I know, it's kind of burning.
Oh, I'm like drinking salt.
Well, someone should paddle and then we can go around the paddle. Like hold it.
Okay.
Great job.
He moved the whole slide.
Where are you trying to go?
There's a watermelon in the water.
Go! 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 It's recording!
This was me, Sharon, and Jennifer, another exchange student. We had noodles and we're being really hesitant because we're not that good of swimmers. But then I got closer to the side of the boat where people were at, so I had a shorter distance to swim, and then I didn't think about the idiotic thing I was about to do next and jumped.
Okay, whenever y'all are ready.
Yeah. Where? Go there. Yeah. Where? You in the water?
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Can you do mine?
So then, once you're ready,
Okay.
put your mouth on that, and then you...
This was a lot of our first time shotgunning. How do you do that?
Not meant to be wet.
Ooh, ham sandwiches.
You vlogging it?
Yes. Do you have anything to say? Say something inspirational. My name is.
Thank you all for coming.
Thank you for organizing it.
It's a great boat party.
Yes, it's fun.
My name is Miles. I'm from the Philippines, and the best state in the USA is Texas. But the best city is the Big D, Dallas, Texas.
Big D.
I watched my first NBA game in Dallas, and my favorite NBA team were the Dallas Mavericks.
Yes.
He helped us when planning a trip to his home island, Cebu. If you want more Philippines content, you can follow me on Instagram because the internet there didn't let me post during the trip. You'll also be able to choose upcoming YouTube videos through my Instagram stories.
It's pretty swayy. I'm getting really nauseous. They're about to go wakeboarding.
You'll see how the wakeboarding experience went soon.
Oh! He just threw his beer. They're all canoeing back.
I'm gonna try to make Chris fall.
That was the worst!
It didn't work.
The soju that me and Sharon got in Korea. We're trying it and it was really good.
It's so good, it tastes like
And it's pink.
Wakeboarding time!
One person is 10-15 minutes. That's what they said.
In water skiing, you're holding a rope being pulled by a boat on two skis, but for wakeboarding, instead of the two skis, you're on one board, kind of like snowboarding.
He's so far from the boat.
This is James. He was the first person to wakeboard in our boat because he understood Cantonese, the form of Chinese spoken in Hong Kong. It's not Mandarin. Our instructor also didn't speak English, so make sure someone on the boat can understand the person driving the boat, especially if he's supposed to teach you something. I wanted to use the videos of us falling to make a little inspirational clip about how if you fall 7 times, you have to get back up 8, but we barely stood up to even fall. We had a rock, paper, scissors for the last spot because there wasn't enough time for everyone to go. As random as rock, paper, scissors is, I think how much I wanted to go and how much I prepared let me get one of the lucky spots. So when you want something, work for it, and some way or another, you can get it. I got up on my first try. Woo! That was kind of anticlimactic, but I fell and couldn't hold on. Here are some tips to learn fast. You need to take advantage of every chance you get on the board. And to do that, I actually watched some YouTube videos and learned how to wakeboard before the party, because I wasn't gonna waste any time when I actually got the chance. I'll link my favorite videos that helped below.
No way.
Whoa.
There she is. Take off your shoes.
My next attempts weren't as good, but definitely do research before doing any water sport to get the most out of your money.
Yes! Oh, she's still holding on. Yes! Dang, that was good though. I feel like that was the longest.
Really hard. Let's go, Becky.
Becky with the good arm grip. You held on well. Just keep going.
So hard. Oh my
So hard. This part of my arm hurts so bad. I think it was because it was holding on the hardest. And holding on, I think, is honestly the hardest part. And I don't think, okay, technically, from their directions, I didn't do it right. But like, I had an idea of what to do anyway. So somehow I ended up standing a couple times. I went 3 times and I stood twice, which is pretty good for a beginner.
Hey, fancy fam, slash family. So we just went wakeboarding. It was really hard, and none of us succeeded that much.
Yeah.
A little bit of
I can't even get
success.
up from the water.
He was the worst.
Yeah.
You're supposed to engage your core, but us we all don't have a core. So.
But I've been through that, so
Same.
not anything new.
Yeah.
I really want to try wakeboarding again, though, in the future when I have more time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
It's not just 3
me
people
and Becky
to
both
go.
live in California, so we're probably gonna try it again.
Okay.
The best state in the USA is Texas.
I'll go to California and try it with them.
Make sure the board is like above the water, you know, like not like underneath it. Because
Yeah.
that's when you like. In the future, we will all succeed.
Yeah.
Mark my words.
Yes.
And Addit was a sensei.
He was the worst.
He taught us. Honestly, we couldn't be good without him.
That's true.
Yeah. Dang, they're all up in their personal space.
I'm surprised you can pull it off.
Oh, both of them fell. Did it! We got Miles on it. Dang, you did it all? You actually finished? Dang! This 18-year-old showed us all up. I put on spandex so I wouldn't flash anyone while wakeboarding.
When looking for water sport companies, listen to the reviews no matter how badly you want to work with them. You could lose money like I did once, time like I have, or your life, which I thankfully still have. But don't let them cheat you.
Dogs are the best thing about Hong Kong if you didn't know. No, I'm just kidding.
Take advantage of org events while you're on exchange because they're usually better organized.
We're having difficulty getting food because
It's so sad.
the protests are like getting out of
We
hand.
want to order some food Canada, but we're pretty sure it's gonna be closed.
Yeah.
Because no one's gonna want to deliver during all the protests.
Yeah, it's getting kind of intense right now.
The day before this boat party, the Hong Kong government released this law restricting the use of masks in public except for medical uses and other exceptions. If you have questions about it, you can put in the comments. But basically, the whole country shut down because the protesters went ham and like shut down the country basically, including the main source of transportation, which was the subway. And thankfully, the org I was going with was able to call a bus for us to go. The organizations usually have more resources and knowledge of what's going on anyway, so it's a lot safer to be going with them if you're going to be somewhere with a lot of political unrest, which is very common nowadays. For more fun things or how politics affects travel, if you're interested, hit the bell and join the Fancy Fam.